Hello, and welcome to the Long Island Weather Report. A dreary, foggy, and somewhat misty day with some drizzle at times. So semi-sucky Thursday, I guess you could say. We've got a dense fog advisory in effect for Long Island. That's in effect till 1 a.m. You see temperatures are in the mid-40s. And then we have active weather over southern New Jersey, where you can see the temperatures are in the 50s. There's actually a severe thunderstorm warning stretching from Cape May County through Atlantic County to Southern Ocean County, and that is for these cells right here. You can see them on the radar. Show them the right there. There they are. So you see the cells right there. Looks like they're weakening, but we have another look at them on the radar right here. And you can see there's plenty of heavy rain that is going to move through, and you can see the rain is getting pretty close to moving through here. Mineola's right over here. It's already raining pretty good in Queens and Brooklyn, and that's all moving up toward our area, and it should be starting in Nassau County very shortly. Hopefully you can hear me. Got a bunch of fans going because I can't breathe in this place. So, yeah, and the air conditioner, of course. So, yeah, let's look at that thunderstorm again, and let's look and see. You can see this. This is a this does appear to have some tropical connection. So it looks like maybe the models kind of underestimated how much moisture was involved with this system. Let's see how much lightning there is with this thunderstorm here. Go to the lightning maps and see if we. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of lightning here, but there is there was a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. There still is. So. Yeah, probably, I guess, damaging winds would be the main threat with this storm. Let's click on that warning. That's in effect till 9:15 p.m. Southeastern Atlantic, Southeastern Ocean, Northeastern Cape May, and Southeastern Burlington counties. And that's in effect till 9:15. So for 15 more minutes, this is a thunderstorm here that is affecting the area. Atlantic City is just reporting rain and mist. And they got up to 61 today. So to the west, it was a lot warmer. But if you look at the satellite image, I want to run this a little bit of a longer loop here. If we look at the satellite image here, you'll see how that marine layer kind of just hung tough over Long Island. But areas to our west got into some breaks in the clouds, and they were able to get much warmer than we were today as a result of that. And you can see, again, here's this frontier coming through here. And we'll pan this out, give you a larger view of the CONUS. So you can see there is a bit of a tropical connection here with this. Again, I'll want to run this a little bit longer. Let's, yeah, there it is. So you can see that conveyor belt of moisture coming up from the Gulf. So the models didn't quite show that, so we may wind up getting more rain than expected tonight. And that's some good news for the drought situation. So let's look at the map at our highs and lows today. Highs across the area. Long Island, only 40s, upper 40s for most areas. And even LaGuardia, only 52 there. 48 at JFK for a high, 48 at Islip, pretty much 48, except Central Park was 52. But as we pan off to the west, you can see Central Jersey, north, you have 50s and even 60s. And look at that. If you were inland, away from, I would say, west of the Parkway, you had some low 60s today. And that's why there's a little more energy for some thunderstorm activity. And you can see the gale warnings are in effect. Small craft advisory gale warning. That is for until 2 a.m. All right. That we have the gale warning. And let's see what we got for New York Harbor. Dense fog advisory as well. And that goes until... and then the gale warning is in effect till 6 p.m. Friday, so it's actually 6 p.m. Friday, so yeah, it's going to be pretty windy tomorrow. Let's look at the lows. Yeah, not much of a range in temperatures with all the cloud cover. 41, generally speaking. That's what the lows were around for the most point. Let's go to the iSlip climate statistics for the day. High of 48, low of 41. Still 4 degrees above normal. And let's go to the drought monitor next. And you'll see what's changed. And there is some good news in this. So you'll see that Obviously, most of Long Island not in any drought category. South Fork is just abnormally dry. Nassau County still abnormally dry. Moderate drought for New York City, Hudson Valley. And you notice now the moderate drought now encompasses most of Ocean County as well, and Monmouth is only abnormally dry. And after the rain tonight, this is probably going to get knocked down again. So, and the extreme drought and the severe drought categories are confined to the southern part of New Jersey from, I would say, mostly Atlantic County on southward. And that's probably going to change after the rain tonight. But anyway, we'll show you how bad the fog was today. Look at the visibility at Islip, 0.12 of a mile. So they've had some pretty thick fog out there. Yeah, 0.13, and they're actually showing drizzle. So it's possibly out in Suffolk County it was drizzling more than it was in Nassau. We'll look at JFK as well. JFK is reporting visibility of 0.25 miles. So, yeah, there's some dense fog out there. I took some pictures of it this evening. I mean, not the thickest fog, but definitely visibility definitely not great. Maybe a quarter of a mile, maybe a little over a quarter of a mile here. This is at Rockville Center this evening, and you can see here, yeah, just about maybe a quarter of a mile visibility. Maybe a half is pushing it. Probably a quarter of a mile probably is all that is able to be seen out there with the dense fog. And again, some of that sucky drizzle, especially if you're out east and along the shore, definitely was not great, though. It wasn't drizzling to the point where it was getting everything wet. It was more of a mist in Nassau County, but it's possible in Suffolk County it might have been a different story. Let's look at the models and look at this. I'm just going to cover the weather from now through Friday. And you can see, actually, before I do that, we'll just go to the weather map for a moment as well. Go to Weather Prediction Center, and you see there that there's our surface analysis out front. And here's our surface analysis. You can see out front here. You can see there's like a warm front that's kind of parked over Jersey, and there's that cold front. That's what's going to be coming through tonight. So a low is going to form along it, probably enhancing the precipitation a little bit. But it does keep moving at a pretty good pace, so that's good. It probably will be mostly sunny for at least most of the area tomorrow. But there will be, it looks like, a lot of wind. You can see how tightly packed those isobars are. So let's look at the HRRR, which we probably don't have the full HRRR yet. We only have this amount in. And this is what sucks, because I did the weather video earlier. So unfortunately, we're going to have to use the 18Z run, which we'll have to use. There's not really a big difference, I think, between it. It does seem like it fizzles the rain as it moves east. I don't know if I'm buying that. I really don't know if I'm buying that. Let's look at the 23Z run, which should show us most of the event here. And yeah, it looks like it's a little less, fizzling it a little bit less. This actually, the 23Z run covers most of the day tomorrow, so it'll cover most of it. So you'll see here that there's that rain, and it's going to be heavy at times, and maybe a thunderstorm. I didn't see any lightning on the design, but it could be heavy rain. Total accumulated precip. And it all depends. Now, again, the HRRR seems to think that heavier precipitation is not going to make it to Long Island. It's mainly going to fall over New Jersey, where they would see between a half an inch and maybe some isolated areas of maybe a little over an inch of rain. That stretches up through the Hudson Valley and part of the city, Brooklyn and Queens. And then as it gets to Nassau, it kind of peters out, and then Long Island would only see between a quarter of an inch and a half an inch of precipitation. And that's again what the HRRR says. Let's go ahead and look at the NAM, the 18Z NAM, and see if that looks any different. The NAM's a little more generous with the precipitation. You can see the heavier rain, again, falling over Jersey, perhaps it has a swath of over an inch, and Long Island would get to see more like a half an inch to an inch of precipitation. Because if we look at the NAM, you can see that it doesn't break up that heavy rain. It does form that low almost right on top of us for tomorrow, so for tomorrow morning. And then it does finally stop raining by 7 or 8 o'clock, but it does sort of linger out on the forks a little bit before finally moving away. I think the NAM's actually turning out to be more accurate this time. I really do. I will turn that fan off now. Cool off here finally. Took about 20 minutes, but air conditioners and fans going. So let's see. That's not what I want to look at. Let's look at the clouds. That's the other variable for tomorrow. So start the day with clouds, but then clears out, and again, sunnier to the west over Jersey, but it does have it becoming mostly sunny over Suffolk County by 11 a.m. or so. And those clouds kind of move to the east there. All right, but we will be dealing with a lot of wind tomorrow. But let's go to the HDRPS, which is the other model we can look at here, and see how this looks for the rain. You can see that seems to have the heavier rain fall apart. And then there's that low moving away, and then we get to deal with the wind tomorrow. We'll see how much the HDRPS has. Yeah, it has that stripe. So there's going to be a stripe of heavier rain. Question is where that sets up right now. Looking at the radar, it does seem like that stripe is mainly over Jersey. So, yeah. Get this. Let me get the radar to the other. Yeah. Yeah, look at all that heavy rain. It's mainly over Jersey, and it looks like Long Island. So far, not seeing it. It's mainly over Jersey. So, that's where they need it. So hopefully it's falling in that hopefully after this, we can take the severe droughts out of it, and it'll just be abnormally dry, hopefully, after this. Hopefully after the rain tonight. But we'll have to wait till next week before they update the drought monitor again. So that's what it's pretty much showing. I'll go back to the HRRR, please. Obviously, don't have enough of the 0Z in, but again, we can use the 23Z. Show you the dew points and wind flow as well. So again, we stay in the east flow tonight, and then we see the wind switch over to the northwest by the morning, and they're going to be quite gusty at times. You can see that, and this is as far as we go here on this on the 23Z run of the HRRR. If we look at the 18Z run, you'll see, again, that the northwest wind pretty much is going to be with us all day. The question is how strong it's going to be. We'll look at some other graphics and take a look at that in a moment. Temperatures. Obviously, the temperatures are not going to drop all that much tonight. If anything, they might go up a little bit. And then for tomorrow, it's going to be chilly. We'll start off the day in the upper 30s, and well, again, this only takes us to, well, that's not the 23Z. This only takes us to 17Z, but it does have us only still in the 40s as of noon. So if I go to the 18Z, if we want to go further, you can see the highs are only going to be probably close to the low 50s to the west and south, and then over Long Island, probably upper 40s to around 50. Now we will look at some soundings as well. I'll put this back to 16Z. Look at the sounding. This is noon. And these lines are kind of close together to start the day, and over Long Island, they're probably even closer. Yeah, they're pretty close. So 16Z is 11 a.m., 17Z is noon, and 18Z is 1 p.m. No, 18Z is now 2 p.m., right? All right, so 16Z is 11. 17Z is 12. No. 16Z is 12. 17Z is, because of the daylight savings, I'm mixed up. 17Z is 12, is 1, and then 18Z is 2. So the line's kind of spread out, but not until later in the day. And over Long Island, they're still a little close together, so we'll have to watch to see how that all affects the cloud cover. And again, this is the 18Z run. If I go to the 23Z run, it may not even display us data. All right, yeah, those lines are kind of close. That's over Long Island. And for Jersey, because we have to watch because of the cyclonic flow that we might see a lot of stratocumulus. That is the uncertainty for tomorrow, I think, at this point. We can look at the NAM as well and take a look at some soundings on that, see if the NAM is any different. Let's see. Yeah, there's like a little bit, but the lines are far apart. This is 17Z. So I'm thinking Long Island would tend to see more clouds. Well, it does show it fairly clear over us, too. It's very hard to predict how that stratocumulus works out because you do have all this rain that's occurring. You're going to have the sun out. You're going to have somewhat of an unstable atmosphere, so you could see some stratocumulus around. Probably of the scattered, I don't think it would become broken variety. But anyway, we'll go ahead and look at the cloud output on the RGM next. So this is what it shows. And you can see here, it does clear it out by the afternoon for most everybody, including Long Island as well. So it would be mostly sunny everywhere for tomorrow. Though we will have to worry about doing. This is the RGM, all right? We can look at the GFS. GFS also showing it more toward the west. So we'll go over to Event 2 Sky next and take a look at what the wind is going to be doing tomorrow. This is the HRRR model that we're looking at, and it will be windy. As you see, starting off the day, gusts 40 miles an hour. I mean, might need a wind advisory, particularly Suffolk County, perhaps. 11 o'clock, the winds are still going. These aren't going to be damaging winds, so that's why you might just avoid the wind advisory. If you're on the Cape, though, they're definitely going to need it. 52 miles an hour there. But for us, this is, again, the HRRR model that we're looking at here. And while I have that up, we'll go ahead and look at the cloud output on this, too. So you can see it does start. Here's 11 a.m. It does have some cloud cover. When we move this over to noon, kind of starts thinning out a little bit. Here we are, getting a little less, 10%, and 0 by 2 p.m. So it does clear it out over most of the area by the afternoon. And luckily, we have that extra hour of daylight, so you can enjoy that sunshine, luckily. But let's go and look at our some of the other models here. I'm going to put this back to wind gusts. It does show some of the other models here that we can look at here. Let's look at this KWA run. Yeah, 42. I don't use these models, but 45. So it's a little stronger, this one. What about the European? These are not. These are more global models here, but they're not as intense with the winds. So, and the GFS as well, showing wind gusts up to 38. It will be windy, but I don't know if it's going to be to the level of causing damage, and that's when you would need an advisory. So I'm just prepare for it to be windy tomorrow, but I don't think we'll see damaging wind gusts. Certainly, you'll feel it if you try to walk around out there. Let's go to windy.com. Our next one will look at the wind as well. This is the cloud cover, so it clears us out pretty early at 12. But we're looking for the winds here. So let's wind gusts. And this is the wind gust, and you can see gusts up to 30s. It's just shy of wind advisory criteria, but you definitely feel that wind tomorrow. It's going to be a windy day for sure, and it'll feel pretty cool with that with the temperatures in the upper 40s to around 50 for sure. I can also change the model on this as well. Let's see. This one has the NAM. The NAM always overdoes the wind, but I kind of want to look. Yeah, even the NAM isn't really overdoing it that much. Oh, it's got the HDRPS on here. Let's see. Yeah, they will pretty much agree that I think we're going to be just shy of wind advisory criteria. So, again, we've got the rain moving in tonight. Heavy at times, perhaps, depending on where. And, again, it looks like the axis of the heavy rain is off to the west. That's what it's looking like. Well, let's go to the high-resolution radar. Show you that here. Yeah, it's definitely off to the west. Long Island is not... It looks like it's going to miss us. So it looks like the axis of the heaviest rain actually happens to be over New Jersey. And for Long Island, not too much. So we'll have to see what happens, how this all works out. But there's some pretty heavy rain there. You can see some reds, and that's going to fall over the Pine Barrens over there and definitely going to cause some minor flooding issues for the roads, I guess, and some wet trails for tomorrow. But that's good to see because that's where it's needed. So it'll be interesting to see how far this shifts to the east overnight. But that is going to wrap up this Long Island weather report. Of course, I'll talk about the weekend tomorrow night. Have a good night.